Good afternoon. Thanks for coming in. My name's Simon Watts. I'm the Deputy Chief of Police here for the town of Woodstock. I'm going to be reading a brief statement with regard to the investigation from Saturday, and then I'll take some questions afterwards. Okay. So on Saturday, June 14th, 2025, at approximately 1:23 p.m., the members of the Woodstock Police, along with fire and ambulance, paramedics from Ambulance New Brunswick, responded to the Woodstock, or the Connell Park Raceway. I would say it's known as different things, Woodstock Racetrack, but Connell Park Raceway. And during a harness racing event, that resulted in the report of an injured child. Upon arrival, our first responders determined that a 3-year-old had been struck by the starting gates, which were being towed by a pickup truck. The child was transported to the Upper River Valley Hospital, and despite the efforts of bystanders and emergency personnel, he tragically succumbed to their injuries. Circumstances surrounding the incident remain the subject of an ongoing police investigation, and at this time the matter is being treated as a tragic accident. And obviously, out of respect for the child and the family, we will not be releasing the name of the child. The scene itself has been released, but any decisions regarding future use, certainly either whether interim or further than that, will be made by the town of Woodstock as the owners of the facility. Obviously the Woodstock Police would like to appeal for any witnesses. We know there was a number of members of the public there at the time, so if there are any witnesses to the actual incident themselves, or anyone with any video, whether cell phone or otherwise, we'd be very grateful if you could contact us and pass us that for our investigation. And with regard to that, our number is 506-325-4601. Any questions from anyone?
Can you confirm, was it a boy or a girl?
Right now, I'm not going to confirm whether it's a boy or a girl. We'll say that it was a 3-year-old child.
Okay. And can you, from what you know so far, how did the starting gate end up, I guess I'm assuming, striking the child?
So obviously, that's really part of the investigation that we're looking into. So I can't confirm how it happened. That's obviously what's going to, hopefully we will find out the reason as the investigation progresses.
That includes like whether the child was actually on the track. Can you say if that was the case?
I can't say either way. Obviously, like I said, we're still looking at, we need to speak to witnesses, examine video, and we'll be able to determine what actually led to this incident.
Do you have any estimation about how long the Woodstock police investigation will take?
I can't give you really an idea right now. Hopefully, with our investigative team, we can speak to witnesses as quickly as possible. And what I can say is what will be done is obviously thoroughly as possible, and that's the most important part, is to make sure that we examine everything, regardless of how long it takes us.
Do you know anything about why they continued to race after the incident happened?
I can't speak to that. Obviously, I'm sure it was quite a hectic scene, and I don't know what information was passed to whom at the time, so I'm afraid I can't say why.
Will there be any intermediary like safeguards put up for future events while the investigation is going on?
So once again, as it's a town-owned facility, that's going to be something for the town of Woodstock in order to review their policies and put things in place should they see fit.
What information are police still hoping to obtain or clarify through the investigation?
So right now, it really is a case of, let's see what witnesses we have out there. We know nowadays everyone's got a cell phone camera, so if we can get obviously a clarification on where the incident actually took place, and the details of it, and answer your questions with regard to the closeness of the gate. So really just trying to ascertain exactly what happened.
And what has made police conclude that this was an accident?
Well, obviously, what we're looking at is we look for something whether it's intentional or whether, in this case, it does appear based on the initial information from some people that we've got is that it is a tragic accident.
So no one's looking at charges right now.
Right now, we're obviously still in the early stages of the investigation, so I can't comment on that at all.
Did it happen near the grandstand or over towards the barns?
It was near the grandstand. I can say that, but like I said, the exact area I can't comment on right now.
And was the child from the Woodstock area, or were they here visiting for the races?
Once again, I'm not going to comment on where the child was from.
Are there any other agencies a part of this investigation?
Well, obviously the Atlantic Harness Racing were hosting the event, so they will no doubt do their own inquiries and investigation, but that's obviously for them to comment on the status of that and what they're doing. And then with regard to, we will be reaching out to the coroner's office in order to find out some details with regard to what they find from their investigation. But other than that, we're just mainly just focusing on the police investigation about what exactly happened at the time.
Are you able to say for sure that if this particular incident will be subject to a child death review committee?
I can't comment on that, no.
Just to clarify, who owns the track?
The track itself is owned by the town of Woodstock.
And the organizer of the event was?
So the Atlantic Horse Racing Commission was running the event at the time.
Okay.
Can you speak at all to how this is impacting the community?
Obviously, as a community member myself, and same with our officers, it's a small town, and I can certainly say that there are a lot of very quite rightly upset members of the public with regard to, because it's the death of a child. It's very, very traumatic and very saddening.
Did you know the child?
No, I did not.
Is the police involved in any supports for either the family or the wider community, or can you talk about maybe generally supports for members of the community?
Yeah, we can certainly, as is common practice internally, there will be looking after the initial first responders, whether it's ambulance, fire, or police. We will be having a debrief and supports for those members, and I know the town itself, we're looking for resources in order to spread that out to the wider community for those people that are impacted locally, whether they knew whether they know the family or child, or whether it's just something that's obviously impacting them, because it is a very, very traumatic event. Any other questions? No?
Have
Okay.
you interviewed everyone that needs to be interviewed? Like, I mean, I know that you said there's no charges right now, but I guess, yeah, is there anybody that still needs to be spoken to, or?
Still early stages, so there are witnesses to speak to, and obviously as part of this as well, appealing for any other witnesses that might come forward. So yeah, I can't say that we've certainly spoken to everybody just yet. Okay.
Thank you very much
Thanks.
for
Thank
doing
you.
this.
Thanks everyone.